Good morning, all. Today we are going to see about use cases and use case diagram. This use case diagram comes as a part of the structural modeling as well as the behavioral modeling. But in terms of our curriculum, we are going to have or we are going to learn in terms of the behavioral modeling. So what exactly the use case and use case diagram is all about is when we are going to design a system or when we are going to involve ourselves in terms of modeling, we'll be looking out the chances like how we can go for representing the system by means of the appropriate processes or the actual set of functionalities that are going to be involved. Because these are the functionalities which are going to be responsible for making the system to progress or making the system to work according to the expectation of the client. So here, as such, this kind of processes or activities, we call it as a use case. So when it comes to the use case diagram as a whole, we are going to concern with or we are going to deal with the actors who are going to involve in accessing different modules of the use case or who are going to concern with the different processes that are involved in terms of the use case. What is the role that they are going to play and how the functionalities are going to give them a kind of response, what is being expected. So let us see about them in detail. So as I told earlier, the use case represents the functionality from the user's point of view. So when we talk about the functionality, if you're going to take a particular given system, it is not all the functionalities that a particular user is going to be involved into that. Different set of users are going to be part of the system, and each and every user has got their own role to play in the overall execution of the given system. So when we are going to talk about the use case, we are going to talk about the functionality of the users from the user functionality of the system from the user's point of view. So it represents the functional requirements. Obviously, we know very well like the functional requirements are the ones which are going to drive the system according to our expectation. So here the use case represents the functional requirements of the given system, which is given or which is told in form of or in the name of use cases. And because of representing the functionality of the given system, we are going to define the boundaries of the system even, where the system is going to start, where it is going to end, and from the inception to the end, what sort of functionalities the system is going to perform. So we could able to exactly fix the entire set of things within a framework, and we can just look out into what are the various possibilities that we can make the system to go beyond the boundaries also, if at all it is required. And as you can see, the terms of use cases, it is written in a pure natural language, what a common user can understand. It is not going to have any kind of token-wise representations or any kind of normal symbol-like representations. It is just written in natural language because modeling is a kind of technology which has to be a language-free kind of stuff. It should not be belonging to a particular language, or it should not be belongs to particular syntactical and semantical drives from outside. So it's written in natural language. And these are the different parts of the use case diagram. Like we are going to have the name of the use case, and we are going to have the participating actors who are going to be involved into the functional requirements of the given system. And we are going to represent the flow of events, the entry condition, exit condition, and quality requirement. Coming into the examples of a use case, let us start our learning in terms of examples. So we got a use case by the name withdraw. So by means of the name itself, we can understand that it belongs to an ATM system wherein the people can interact with their ATM kiosk and they can able to access their account for transferring a fund or for drawing money from the ATM or for changing the password or getting to know about their balance statement, etc. So the name of here we are going to take the name of the use case as withdraw. So withdraw is a kind of verb. It's a function. What a ATM machine is majority of the time it is going to perform. And the participating actor of that particular withdraw functionality is nothing but the customer. Of course, we the customers who are going to have the account in the bank are capable of accessing the ATM, capable of accessing their account from the ATM machine. Irrespective of which banks they are going to have an account, they can able to access their information from all the ATM kiosks. And the flow of events which are going to be represented here are customer selects the withdraw button, the system displays the withdraw screen, and initialize the input amount use case. Why does this flow of event is very important is in the use case diagram, we are going to represent all the use cases in a flow. We are going to start with a withdraw process, then we are going to go for the process of getting the input from the user. So it goes in a flow. So first process is customer selects the withdraw button, and the second process is the system displays the withdraw screen and initialize the input amount use case. So while I'm going to do so, I should look out into a quality requirement. That is, during the time that I'm going to perform this transaction, it is a kind of sensitive transaction what I'm going to do over here. So at this particular point of time, I should be given the option to cancel the transaction also. Because while the person has changed the mind, he doesn't want to proceed further. He wants to stop the process of accessing the account or whatsoever it may be. He should be given as an option to cancel his transaction. So the cancel transaction, most of the people won't think about it, that a cancel transaction is mandatory at this particular point. But we need to go to a one level further ahead in thinking about what if the customer doesn't want to access this account or take money from his account. In that case, we have to go for giving a cancel transaction. So that goes to the quality requirement. So that is the reason why we are included a cancel transaction as the quality requirement over here. And when we are going for the entire use cases, so there is a small comparison what they are doing with the scenarios or with the use case. That is not of much importance. So I'll skip and go directly into the notations of the use case. So as indicated, the use case has got 4 different symbols, which are nothing but a oval symbol, an actor, that's a stick figure, and there is a include and there is a extend stereotypes. There are symbols which are used to represent include and extend stereotypes. So while you're going to look out into this oval symbol, you can see like these oval symbols are mostly you can find in terms of data flow diagram. As well as data flow diagrams, we are going to represent the processes. So that same symbol is used in terms of use cases also. But here also it is almost the same in terms of representing the functional requirements of the given system. We are going to use this oval symbol. Then we are going to have the stick figure, which is used to represent the actors who are actually involved in the given system. So mostly these actors are the stakeholders of the given system, like might be a customer, the administrator, the owner of the organization, the people who are going to be the employees of the organization, or the users of the system, or the clients of the system. Anyone can be the actor of the given particular use case diagram. Then we got something called include and extend, which has got a special set of concerns, a special set of details to be told, which will be dealt later in this particular presentation. So while you are going to go for a use case, a small example for a use case, like there is a homework, e-homework, which was given for a student to submit. And as you can see here, there is a teacher and a student use cases which are present over here. And there are teacher and student actors who are present over here. And there are 3 different use cases which are involved. That is e-homework submission, homework grading, and homework distribution. So submission should be done only by the student. That is what the connectivity is made to the student. And grading and distribution has to be done by the teacher, and distribution has to be received by the student. That is what the connectivity is given over. It's a simple example to represent how does a use case will look like. While we are going for a include relationship, as you can see, like use case A includes use case B if the flow of events for A contains the flow of events for B. So this in simple terms, if at all we want to understand, means a particular function is identified to perform a task, and the function understood that in order to perform this particular task, whatever the kind of work that I am doing alone is not enough. I have to extend, or I have to go one level further ahead in terms of including another use case also in the flow. Such kind of things I'll be using a include relationship. So this is considered as a whole or a part of the relationship. It allows use case A to access another common use case B. So A is the main use case concerned, and in order to do that particular task, B is also included into that. That is the meaning of include relationship. So here we have just showed that in terms of a diagram for the understanding. So the left hand side use case represents A, and right hand side use case represents B. So a small example is depicted now to show the explanation of what include is going to play a major role in terms of use case diagram. So as such, as I told you, like include is a stereotype. Stereotypes are the set of contents what we are going to use in order to extend the vocabulary of the problem statement. So here a customer is involved in withdrawing a particular cash from the account, and in order to do that withdraw process, two different activities are needed to be added on to that. One is input amount and another is cancel transaction. Input amount also I have to go for including, or I need to go for including cancel transaction, because just by giving withdraw, no ATM kiosk will give you the cash or about what we are expecting. It cannot read from our mind. So we have to go for inputting the amount what we are looking for withdrawing from the account. As well as if in case after giving withdraw, if I feel like I want to cancel the transaction, means I should be given the option to do that also. So these two are the major concerns for this particular withdraw process to happen. That is what the kind of support that includes stereotype is going to do in terms of the use case diagrams. And furthermore, it is included. Furthermore, quite a different example is given over here. Like this is in terms of placing an order. So there is a place order use case. There is a place rush order use case, track order, check password, validate user, and retailer scan. So in the place order use case, there is a extension point set priority. So we are going to, so forget about that extend thing. There is a validate user. So once a user is going to place the order, the system checks that whether he is a legitimate user of that particular platform or particular portal. So that also needed to be included. As well as while we are going for tracking the order also, we need to go for checking whether the person is a validated user. That is also being done over here. So these two things are a added thing while we are going for placing the order and tracking the order, which we are going for including and another use case called validate user. And the next case, like in terms of extension relationship, it extends a use case B if the flow of events in A can occur amid the flow of events in B when certain conditions are true. So when A is going to do some kind of functionality, because of the functionality, there is going to be a kind of extension that is going to happen. Okay, if A is going to happen in the sense A is going to be true or something like, B is also going to happen because of that. That is what the reason why it is called as A extends a use case B. It is used to separate the exceptional behavior from the normal behavior. That is what we call it as an interrupt over here. So the example is given over here, A extends B. So while you're coming to the example, small, simple example, there is a connection down that is going to happen in a particular banking transaction, in a particular bank server or something. There is a connection down is going to happen. That is going to get extended to the withdraw and the deposit processes. It cannot happen, right? Deposit and withdraw cannot happen if the connection is down in a ATM machine means. So while we are going for say in a banking server or whatever it is. So if somebody is telling like connection down or something like this, it is understood, okay, that this cannot happen. Okay, so we are going to extend it further a level one ahead, stating that if the connection is down means it can be extended to a deposit and withdraw not to happen in that particular portal. Okay, so that is the reason why we are calling this particular thing as a extend stereotype. Even a small example is given over here. There is a place phone call, place conference call, receive phone call, receive additional call, and use scheduler. As you can see here, place phone call. If anybody is going to make a conference call, that is going to be the first one. Place conference call. They should be able to place a phone call, and they should be able to place a phone call to a user. So user is the actor involved into here. And if they are going for receiving an additional call, they should be able to receive a phone call. So if this is happening, this has to happen. That is the meaning to this. So receive a phone call, and that is also involved. That is in that case also a user is involved as well as a cellular network is also involved. Okay, so this is the way how does extend is going to play a vital role in terms of a use case diagram. I believe the entire thing can be easily understood. Thank you.